W.T.F. Nation Radio
is in the house. Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence. This is Sergeant's Time. U.S. Army W.T.F. Moments, W.T.F. Nation Radio. Somewhere in Area 51, somewhere in the Alamo, somewhere in the basement of the Pentagon, maybe even Vandenberg Space Force Base. Or maybe Cheyenne Mountain near the Stargate. You never know. Sergeant's Time. Giving you all the news. I've been away. I've been out doing stuff. I was, where's Josiah at? Need to see Josiah. I was back at bRaGg. Oh man, just got back from some trips and hanging out and just doing things. Hanging out with some friends. Doing the normal, you know, you get the retiree, hey, you want to come out to see some stuff and check things out, and hell yeah. First off, the primary reason why I went, hung out around the Southern Pines area was to attend a friend of mine, his retirement party. You guys don't know Chuck Ritter. He was he's a Green Beret Sergeant Major who just recently retired, and I attended his retirement party. And if you guys don't know, he's been on the pod. All right, let me pull that picture up. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. Just hanging out with the crew over at Hatchet Brew. To get the crew with the Hatchet Brew, get it hot. Every kind of rhymes. That's the slogan. Hang out with the crew at Hatchet Brew. At any rate, had a great time. If you guys don't remember Chuck, he was a guest on U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio's podcast, talking about his case and the drama that was been going around, centered around Jack Murphy's article, in dealing with a spouse or a very frequent flying individual amongst the special operations community that decided to post some stuff and got caught up in the whirlwind. Chuck got caught up in the whirlwind with that stuff. And so it was an article written by Jack Murphy, and they've been going back. Matter of fact, I need to have him come back on. We need to get an update on what's going on with that shit. Because, yeah, dude, it was pretty fucked up. Yeah, pretty fucked up. So we just needed to catch up and see what's going on. What's Chuck drinking? I don't know. He's drinking some, I don't know. Whatever Chuck was drinking. What's up, Baconator? I wish I was Superman. He doesn't need to have to spend all day trying to find a ride in BFE. How you doing, Baconator? Let's see. Let me see. That was, you could see there was several spots that if you recognize the U.S. Army WTF Moments emblem and WTF Nation Radio's there with Objective Ariat. Again, we're gonna have Chuck come back. He's just gonna have to come back to shoot the shit and give us an update on exactly what's been going on with all of the him and Jack Murphy and what was being written about and what was said. We'll probably have to grab some notes and get some videos together and some images, but we'll make sure to catch you guys up on all the drama. But anyways, had a great time, hung out with some friends in the special operations community, even reconnected with some friends that I served with back in the day, which was kind of cool. Got to talk to, and of course, this was all Chatham House rules. Guys, all the things that we talked about and all the things that were posted and taken pictures of, I promise will not go on U.S. Army WTF moments. You know who I'm talking about. There was an individual there that says, hey man, this is not going on WTF moments, is it? Nah, man. You're good. So that's why I roll. Hanging out at, I don't want to get caught like Coldplay, like that dude at a Coldplay concert with his, with his Sancha. But yeah, great time, great connect. And so the guys that said that they were going to listen in and follow up on that, glad you guys were able to, we were able to hang out, connect, good old times about, I don't know, man, memories are made in the suck, man, not in the office. And so shooting the shit, with the dudes, it was a good experience for me. It was pretty good to kind of like center yourself too. Hey, weren't you doing this? Or, hey, didn't I see you doing that? Or didn't you deploy to that? I'm like, yeah. So it was really good conversations, really good catching up. And I personally think that, it was good. You need to go out and meet your friends, to go hang out with your friends, especially if they're having significant events like a retirement party. That's a big milestone in somebody's life. And it just so happens that, Chuck also came out and had some stuff on WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio to talk about his case, the events that happened to him and his drama. So I also hung out with some friends. There I had a little drone LPD with some guys that worked. Everybody knows I'm the bitches love drones, and I do love the drones myself. And I'm telling you what, that field is coming up. I mean, coming up on the up and up. The fact that we have neglected ourselves in drone warfare and now we're just playing catch up. It's great to see that we're finally playing catch up. Let's put it that way. Yeah, Baconator. Yeah, I know, man. Friends are the individuals that constantly call you, not text you, but call you and always bug you to go do stuff. So it was not a bother to do that. So after that, hung out with some friends, I got to, and they probably don't know unless they see this. They're probably gonna watch this and go, "Oh, wait a minute, what? What happened? What was the? You were who? You were where?" I got the opportunity to walk some lanes. If you guys know that, that's basically at any time there's an exercise. Anytime there's an exercise, or there's a qualification course, and there's lanes that you have to go through to qualify, to get your MOS, to get your certification. I was given the honor of walking lane. I'm gonna tell you what, man. These kids were smoking my bags. I was keeping up barely. I'll say it. I'm retired now, but it's just, woo! I'm not as agile as I thought I used to be running around Camp McCall. So I hung out at Camp McCall. Got to sit down and talk to the role players. Not the students. And now, mind you, some of the images I'm going to show you, it's a sterile environment. So of the pictures that I took, I did not want to compromise any of the students or whatever feel like they're going to be on social media, specifically while they were conducting special operations training. So I was there and I hung out in the, with the cadre doing Operation Gray Knight. Yeah, Agile, Leg Tuck. It was only one. What's up, Zoltan? No, I'm talking about running around Camp McCall, Zoltan. It was hot as balls. I think I took three showers after I got back, being just running around in the woods. So I was observing some of the lanes for Operation Gray Knight, which is a culmination exercise of the PSYOP qualification course, and I got to hang out and watch some of these things. Again, I can only take limited images, but I will say this, that the kids are, I don't want to say it, I hate that term. The kids are all right. The kids are on the up. They're getting in the practices to combat our enemies in the information space. Even got to hang out at the illustrious Pineland Inn. It was a great time. That was a great time. So shout out to the cadre over at SWIC, John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School, for accommodating. I took all the cold weather and rain with me from Bragg to Asheville. Sorry. Yeah, dude. Bro. Woo. Yeah. Sports bar. Wow. It was hot. It was hot. So that's my That's my synopsis. That was my real quick update for why I was gone. What was I doing out and about? Again, we will catch you guys up on the story, because I think Chuck needs to come back on here to talk about all that shit with Jack Murphy and the story with all that. I mean, it's developed, but it's been a minute since we chatted about it. Yeah. So, anyways, what y'all doing? What else did I miss? Oh, yes. No, you guys don't have to bring it up. You guys are already talking about it. There's already an investigation. Hey, what's up, Dave? How you doing? There's an investigation, if you guys know already, that's been posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments. And this story here, you guys know what's been going on. You have to be sleeping in a rock, under a rock, to know what's happening. And you guys know that what's up, Gary? You guys have heard the news about Tim Kennedy. Tim Kennedy is under investigation for lying about combat valor. It pains me to tell the story. It pains me to give you guys this update. This sucks. This really sucks to talk about this. This right here, it's look, all I'm going to say is this. You're already an MMA fighter. You're already a Green Beret. There's no need to embellish your stuff. Tim Kennedy has been on our podcast several times, and it just fucking sucks. And other than the fact I don't know what else to say, no words can say, but damn, dude. Hey, what's up, Holly? Haven't seen you in a minute. That escalated quickly. Now I'm just catching up. Everyone's dropping comments and, hey, you're going to talk about this, you're going to talk about that. So how is bRaGg? Is he a Green Beret? Ooh, Zoltan. You know, yeah, what do you know? Uh-oh, I forgot. Zoltan is the S1 guru. You tell us, Zoltan. Mm-hmm. You don't know something. You know something we don't. It's really sad and unfortunate that this rolled out the way it was. First it came out as it is who was it? It was I have to, matter of fact, let me I don't know why this keeps refreshing. I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, exactly. I'm just a normal dude. There we go. I don't know why this keeps refreshing on the story. This was first brought to our attention. Actually, this was brought up to a lot of individuals' attention from the Anti-Hero podcast. They decided to go inside his book and dissect every portion of the event, conducted several interviews of his story, and Tim Kennedy admitted it. Admitted that he was lying about receiving a valor award for combat service and to exaggerating parts of his service. Now, we have received tons of this in the inbox. And so, hey, did you guys see this? So I'm not going to go through and be, part of the dissection process. I just go to the Anti-Hero podcast and check out some of their comments and posts on Instagram. What's up, guys? Now that my first trip was Fort Bragg, like I said, looking forward to hanging out with you guys too. As no words, dude. It's really hard. It's really hard to I'll save this for other conversations and stuff like that. But I just again, you're an MMA fighter. You're a Green Beret. You're a Ranger. Sniper. All the stuff that is badass that you don't have to be exactly why am I the only one with a number 2 crown? What are you talking about? Oh, Henry. Hey, what's up, Henry? What the heck is that? I don't know what's up with the crown. I have to check that out. UFC stuff. We've even rooted for him. It's just disappointment, man. Just fucking disappointment. Hey, take it for what you want. Take it for what it's worth and what he apologized for and what he said. it's all over Instagram. It's all over his Twitter page about what he said. I don't know what else to say. It's hard. It's hard to come back from that. You know, what are you going to come back from? You know, exactly that. So I'm just a normal dude. Just a normal dude, and some of the things that he's accomplished already without having to embellish the service, you just don't need to do it. You just don't need to do it. So, TV show host, yeah. Army's hype man, yeah. Did you see it says Army hype man? What do I think about the Army hype man part? Yeah. So he is under investigation, and again, another update will probably come out on what the status is going to be. I'm sure this is not. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of individuals that are kind of like looking at supporting or looking at how they supported him, especially us, and how what to make of it now. Like I said, this was all happening while I was out and about running around the lanes. So it was just like, hey, did you see this? I'm like, I'm gonna sweat my ass off, dude. I'm out doing stuff. You're gonna try to get Tim Kennedy on the sports bar. Yeah, dude. Hey, and the military community, the veteran community is not gonna pull punches. And they're going to be savage about it. They are going to talk about this event, and dudes are going to remember. There's another podcaster that was talking about it too. It's like Valhalla podcast or something like that. I want to get the name correct, and that way making sure that this is Fox News will still accept them. Yeah. Again, who knows what's going to happen? I know at this stuff, I'd kind of like. I would just go ahead and shut off my interwebs, and that's it. So that wouldn't be good. I would rather watch the WMD to talk to that dude. Oof, man, yeah. So again, the veteran community is talking about this already. Matter of fact, let me look up the other. Matter of fact, let me go up on here and pull up the other YouTuber, special operations veteran who talked about it. So there was several individuals. First, it's an insatiable feeling to yearn more than what you have. You just want to get more and more and more and more, and then you get recognized the more you want. It's like a never feeling satisfied with your lies. So you lie to keep up with your lies. Yeah, you ain't lying, Zoltan. It's hard to maintain that. Everyone asks, where can you find the Anti-Hero podcast? I think they're watching the show because they're all like looking at us right now. Are they looking at us right now? Hang on. What's up, dudes? What's going on, guys? Hang on. Let me see if you guys on it. Are you guys listening to us? Hang on. Yeah. Okay. So the Anti-Hero podcast. Let me go over to the. It looked like they were talking to us. It looked like we were interacting with us. Hang on, let me pull up the window cap. They're currently on their Squadcast Live. So yeah, look at that. It looked like I was like, as I was talking, they were laughing. So I'm like, oh shit, are they watching us? Hey, what's up, dudes? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see us? Can you let's see that. But anyways, so they're currently on air right now doing their show, doing Squadcast Live, and they were the ones that broke it. Anti-Hero podcast was the one that came out and dissected it. And it was, hang on, I'm gonna shoot them a message. Chatting you guys up on our live. Let me see if they recognize us. If they see us, hang on.
I'm gonna text them, let them know you were being highly requested. I'm texting right now.
Yeah, there we go. VFT, yeah, that's what it was. VFT Valhalla. VFT Valhalla was the other dudes. So that was the other podcast that brought it up. Valhalla VFT and the Anti-Hero podcast were the guys that talked about the whole Tim Kennedy from the beginning. Now there was hate and their haterade being thrown at the guys about it, and we were just like, oh shit. So matter of fact, let me send a message. To guys on our live. There we go. Let's see if they can hear us. There we go. Yeah. So let's hear some. Listen to this, guys.
I had to entertain Andy for about an hour while you guys finished it, and he's like, "What's going on in there?" I'm like, "Nothing."
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, bro.
Andy's so professional. It didn't really have the.
So, anyways, we'll see. We'll see if they.
wanted.
We'll see if they'll see if they connect or they recognize us. Yep. Yeah, hang on. Oh, now we're getting missed response. Hang on. Yup. There we go. Let's see.
Blow back enough where we still have the hot tub and haven't done it again.
There you go.
Hey, Magnet, will you do me a favor? Yep. Will you rotate that camera a little bit or zoom it out a little bit?
Which one? This one?
No, that one. The one closest to you in the middle.
Holly says that she retracts her previous statement. He claimed it and apologized. Yeah. Hang on. Let me get this.
Like asking my grandpa.
Let me get this.
There you go. Hey, Magnet, will you do me a favor? Do you rotate that camera a little bit? Out a little bit.
There we go. Oh.
Another one. When we only covered one. We only covered
the final chapter.
Yeah, we only covered one chapter of the whole book. So, there's a lot more, and I don't. In fact, now's probably a good time to talk about it a little bit. Here's some stuff I found out, and I want everyone to know this. We've been blasting USASOC about this, and this is what I found out. USASOC can't do anything about Tim. They cannot initiate a 15-6, if you want to call it that, initiate an investigation, and USASOC cannot pull Tim Kennedy's tab. USASOC is the, I'm going to use a big word, which means I'm probably going to mispronounce it. They're the appellate court for this process, which means they're the appeals process. So, and I'll tell you who is here in a second. So the lower court, if you will, and I'll get to that, they're the ones that'll take his tab or finish the investigation. And when the investigation is done, you have a chance to appeal to it. So you appeal to USASOC. Mm-hmm. Well, USASOC can't be the lawyer that initiates the investigation and the judge on the same investigation. Mm-hmm. So USASOC can't do anything other than when the appeal process starts. So I know I've been hammering USASOC and told people to hammer USASOC, but I learned a little bit more. So, which brings the question: well, then who does? And do you know who do you know who anyone can start the investigation? But in this, can you guess who's the final say on pulling a tab?
I would say the group commander.
SWIC.
Oh, okay.
SWIC. So battalion can start the investigation. Group can start the investigation. Here's the kicker: SWIC can start the investigation if they want. But traditionally, it starts at a battalion or group level. That investigation gets initiated there, goes up to SWIC. SWIC pulls the tab, or that's their recommendation. USASOC is the appeal and final say on it. So that's how the process works. If I haven't lost everyone with this nerd talk yet, I'm about to. Tim is now assigned to the SOD O, Special Operations Detachment O, which is oddly enough SOD NATO. But so they're really a part of like an intel type of like keeping an eye on Europe and counter Russian aggression. They were going to be called SOD N for SOD North, but that was already taken, and so they went with SOD O for the last letter in NATO. So that's, some people are asking, what does SOD O stand for? Never heard of it. I didn't either. That's where SOD O comes from. Continue with this nerd talk. 20th Group does not own the SOD O. Even though it's full of long tabbers and guys from 20th Group, it's owned by the Maryland National Guard, owns the SOD O. So you can stop. And I was pulling strings trying to talk to people from 20th Group, and that's when I found out they're like, we don't own the Sado.
I'll be down.
But this is the problem. He's kind of in this seam, right? I wish 20th Group owned the Sado because Group administratively would fall underneath SWIC, and they could start that investigation. The Maryland Guard owns Tim. They're not within the rank structure, if you will, of SWIC.
Yeah.
So SWIC has to start this investigation, and of course the Maryland Guard can do their own investigation and do their own thing, but they can both do it separately. So I know this for a fact. When I was like, hey, you guys need to tag USASOC and get them aware of this, they're aware of it. SWIC has an Instagram, and you need to tag SWIC and all this. And I went to their Instagram. They're not very active. So when you tag them, they see it. Like, they're not very popular. Same thing with the Maryland National Guard. Maryland National Guard does not have a lot of followers, a lot of comments, or a lot of likes. So when you guys go and say, hey, what's up with Tim Kennedy? What are you going to do about it? Like, they see that.
Yeah.
And it puts pressure on them. So I'll get you the Instagram handle of SWIC because it's something dumb. It's not easy to make sure you guys can find it. But and I'll let you guys talk for a second. I'll let you know both of those handles.
Hey, we gotta give a quick shout out to the sponsors. First one being Cloud Defensive. Boom! Go to clouddefensive.com and use promo code antihero15 and get 15% off the best in weapons mounted and handheld illumination. Clouddefensive.com, antihero15. And they just sent us another light, by the way. I forgot. It's out there. I don't want to go get it, but yeah, we rock them on our rifles. Lots of SWAT teams rock them, so go check them out. Use the promo code and get a discount. And Tasty Gains. For increased power in your workouts, hydrate your muscles and leave them looking more full, faster recovery. Multiple notable studies have been done about creatine benefit to brain health. And we wouldn't recommend anything we don't use. So we use Tasty Gains. You don't have to use creatine powder anymore. You don't have to, it's all chalky. Eat a couple gummies. You can eat up to 5 to get your 5 grams of creatine. So if you want to get bigger, have more power in your workouts, and recover faster, I suggest getting a couple bottles. Use promo code ANTIHERO at tastygains.com and get 20% off your order.
I got those IG handles for you. The Maryland National Guard is MD Army Guard. For some of you who can't spell, guard is spelled odd. It's GUARD. MD Army Guard. SWIC has a U.S.Army SWCS. U.S.Army SWICs. And of course, the U.S. Army has its own social media, and they're a part of this as well. The U.S. Army can do something about it. He's still part of the U.S. Army.
U.S. Army's entered the chat.
But they have like 1 million followers. Maryland, as said, they are doing an investigation on it. Reach out to Maryland. Reach out to SWIC. I'm telling you, these guys monitor their social media, and it matters to them. The public perception matters to them because they're spineless, and careerism is everything to them. So don't make them look bad. You make them look bad, they'll do something about it. So don't be disrespectful, but anyone can ask honest questions, and that's what needs to happen. We need to ask honest questions.
Chosen Consulting says 5-finger death punch, bad company for the closer.
How much?
$20.
All right.
$20.
You like 5-finger better or bad company's bad company? That's hard.
It's hard.
It is. Yeah. I'd say they're
covered.
All right, so obviously you guys have seen the dudes over at the Anti-Hero podcast. They're doing their Squadcast live right now. I've been chatting with their staff. Fort Bragg was my first running around stuff after my medical issues were healed because I had surgery and stuff. And then one of them did sound like Nemo, doesn't he? So they're going to be my next trip. Probably they're going to be hanging out with them, and they're going to get me on there. We're going to probably all talk about everything, soft related stuff and all. there's not been too much stuff about my backstory, and a friend of mine told me that, dude, in special operations community, dude, you need to talk about yourself, man. You need to go out there and talk. And then, hang on, let me see. Hang on.
Here, Drew, keep up the good work. Love what y'all do. Ever consider doing a bRaGg episode?
Oh, okay. So yeah, we're probably going to talk about a little bit of my background again, because everyone was kind of connected when I was at Chuck Ritter's retirement party. A great time. And I just want you guys to know that, you're going to be seeing us more and about. Spanky herself was out and about today. I don't know if you guys saw the call for attendance with somebody out in Killeen, a veteran, unaccompanied veteran out in Killeen. And matter of fact, the Late Show with Stephen Colbert is canceled. That guy sounds like Nemo. Yeah, everyone's saying that's Nemo, huh? Yeah, he does kind of sound like Nemo, doesn't he? Which one? But hang on, let me see the let me see the call for attendance stuff, so that way. There we go. So this was the call for attendance today that we had. Let me pull it out. Who was this? Before I start pulling up the image and stuff like that. I think it was like Caston. That's what it was. So anyways, Spanky, again, we are now starting to go out and about. We are now starting to go out and about more. Sorry, I've been speaking Spanish. So my English is all jacked up. This was for the call for attendance that we attended, and appreciate everybody from the Combat Vets Association, Patriot Guard, for hanging out and support. Also members of the Honor Guard that came out. So pretty good setup. Again, there's going to be some stuff like that there's going to be some more stuff like that we're going to be participating in now that, we're all healed up more and we can go travel. So, like the Anti-Hero podcast said, I guess they're going to have an update. We'll see about that. And so, we're also going to have an update from Chuck Ritter on all the shit that's been happening with him and Jack Murphy. We'll see what happens. And so, anybody else got anything? Did I miss anything? Now everyone's been blowing up my my chats and my DMs about that. And what about the see something right quick. Hang on.
Might we need to skip
maybe
that.
Almost half.
Maybe $10 it up.
Hang on, these guys are still talking.
Yeah, we do $10 it up.
All right. Hang on. So, what's up with the? Hey, what's up, Joe? Hey, let me see the. Let's see. Look at the comments here. That is weird. What is okay, that's because the mainstream thing, Henry. That's why you were given a crown of number 2, because the AI bot that works all this stuff. Air so yeah, exactly. Air so thick you could chew on it. Man, like I said, I took 3 showers. It was hot. So, anywho, what was I gonna say? What else we talking about on the TL? What else is going on? What other drama for your mama do you want to discuss? Let's see. Let me go here and find out what. I'm trying to see. All right. So the Army. This is a point of contention with a lot of people. People are pretty upset about this, and I'm kind of like wondering. Okay, is it a good idea? Is it not a good idea that the Army does this? And it brings a whole war on cover sheets. Yeah, you ain't lying, Zoltan. Well, Zoltan, you're up next after this story. Actually, you know what? Let me flip it. Let me go ahead and just bring up your stuff. We'll talk about the stuff. But just remember, guys, keep in mind, everyone says make sure any final requests, make sure you delete my browser history. Zoltan, of course. You guys know Zoltan, the S1 guru, the specializer of specializing tasks of the S1-ness. I'm trying to, the king of everything S1-ness, I guess you could say. Wait, that doesn't make sense. The facial grooming standards are out. Army Directive 25-13, which has caused a ton of discussion back and forth. This was released. This was posted on Zoltan's Facebook page, and also we shared it as well. But the Army dated document is 7 July. That's is all soldiers will maintain a clearance. Again, it's posted. You guys can check it out and look at it. And boy, the comments going back and forth. Woo! Yeah. Sorry, Zoltan. God, it would not be us. It would not be us. It's from your desk anyway, so it's kind of like we're using your materials here to open said can of worms. All the soldiers with medical condition. There are medical conditions that may require temporary deviation from Army grooming standards. Physical profile, first 05. I mean, control of there's multi-phases and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe we should have a beard specialist come on here. There's rumors that it was a multi-panel beard decision-making there. And there's a lot of people who are pissed off that trying to find out who sat on this beard panel or this beard discussion OPT. And I would like to have somebody from the Army come on here and talk about the beards so we can dispel some rumors to fight misinformation and disinformation. So responsibilities, the Army's recruiting command, of course, you can see right there. This is also posted on U.S. Army W.T.F. Moments, or I should say shared on U.S. Army W.T.F. Moments' timeline on Facebook. The IG, one of the things that IG will coordinate with and assist in educating the force on this directive. We'll see. That was the secretary. Well, let's see. I'm trying to find the other. Here's the ETP exemption for, exemption of policy and all that. Now, I'm trying to keep this how do I say this? I'm trying to leave this out of the Monday edition category because Monday edition is our political discussion, news, commentary, and discussion on all societal discussions and politics, right? And so I'm trying to keep this out of here, out of the mess here. And thank you, Daniel. Bam, dude. Bam. There you go, Daniel. First off, Daniel, you hit, and that's what I'm talking about, the Monday edition portion of this. We were talking about the Monday edition portion, how it became very political when it came to the vax being exempted, and how certain commanders, in their own specific personal biases, prevented soldiers or did not move any vax exemptions from moving forward. And obviously, soldiers were then, processed out for refusing to take the vax, blah, 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 which, finally that ended up not, we can go back and forth on the vax stuff later. But what we saw from U.S. Army W.T.F. Moments, and which I'm sure Zoltan probably saw as well, is that it's almost like somebody not allowing leave or not allowing an award to go forward because there was somebody stopping it. There was a wall, a barrier of somebody using their personal bias against said exception to policy when it came to the vax. We are already seeing this. We're already sensing this. And Daniel's got a good comment right there. Crazy how battalion commanders are now able to overthrow a doctor's decision based on what they deem necessary or not. Crazy how we're not the only military who don't allow beards. And that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the exception to policies to start to get processed, and seeing how many individuals with their own personal bias are not going to let them go forward, or finally having them go to the next approval authority. Zoltan in the comments also states that the panel was biased. Not to say much, but I did not get much information. However, fair chances were not valued. So if I get poison ivy in my face in the FTX again, I got to wait for an 05 to draft an EDTP. Oh man, I know. I had a bad jump and my face got all fucked up and I didn't shave. I got fucked up. I got some scars on my face. Hang on, if you're looking at me at 10, at 4K, you'll probably see the scars. But that's. I'll be honest with you. I think this is going to be there is going to be an overreach, an overreaction to some of these ETPs based on, and I will say this right now, the majority of the individuals from the black community are the ones that are being affected. Now, I do know, and I have served with black soldiers that have been able to maintain a good beard or able to shave their face or whatever. But like that study that we posted earlier, we had posted the study of shaving bumps, and just seeing those examples of those bad shaves. Now, and others have brought to attention, so then what about the religious exemptions? How are we going to prevent leaders from pushing their own personal bias on the religious exemptions? Well, just like the vax, we're probably going to see that too. I'm calling it right now. U.S. Army W.T.F moments at W.T.F Nation Radio. I, myself, Ken, ICE, retired Sergeant Major of the regions of Grand Admiral of Propaganda. I guarantee it. I'm calling it on this day at 10 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this 17 July 2025 in the year of our OPSEC dumpster fire, that I have a feeling that it's going to be exactly that. Thank you. Yep, I will state for the record, and thank you. I was going to say the same thing, Zoltan, that there's probably going to be a revision in this in a few months. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I guarantee we're going to see these exemptions roll through, and just like how we were seeing them in the inbox, Facebook would not let us. And everyone's like, how come you guys didn't post much on the vax stuff, on the vaccines? Well, Facebook at the time, and we all know this right now, and it's been recorded, that anything that had to do with the vax was also being curtailed as vaccine misinformation and disinformation. That's why when we posted up, it didn't happen. The same thing. It was just like, you couldn't post it. We got to U.S. Army W.T.F Moments' main page, the Facebook page, is so over algorithmized that I'm surprised it's still standing after 15 years of everything and anything that's been posted on that page. I don't want to bring up, I'll put it this way. If they only put effort in getting commands to follow the military parental leave program policy. So yeah, I agreed, Zoltan. I'm going to call it right now on this day, 17 July 2025, it will be revised. And also, because the beard isn't considered like vaccine misinformation, we will be able to post all the packets and everybody posting up of where the stoppages are at, or the impediments of processes for beard exemptions. We will be able to post that because it's not vaccine stuff. We were trying to do that during COVID because everyone was dragging on those individuals that were trying to put religious exemptions in, and everyone was talking about, but my freedoms, literally mocking our soldiers. They were mocking our soldiers for a religious exemption. Meanwhile, there's soldiers with religious exemptions with beards. And I'm talking about the vax. So this time, I don't think Facebook, I don't think YouTube, I don't think Insta, I don't think they have there's not a beard misinformation, disinformation algorithm put in. So we've been more than happy. Like I said, we couldn't post it. We literally had our page closed down, like restricted, and legit, it went offline. You guys probably didn't see it, but went off a few times during the COVID drama because we were posting processes, and immediately it said vax misinformation, vax disinformation. And everybody was like, man, why don't we focus on marching first? Exactly. Well, there you go. That's one of the stories that we're going to talk about already today, if we have time. Yeah, we have time. So yeah, that's the best part about it, is that this is not medical information. This is all beard stuff that's like, that's effective, the force. The Marine Corps has already implemented, has already started this stuff, which I think, and like Zoltan suggested earlier, I think it's going to get revised as well. Ooh, Zoltan. Oh, Lord. Ooh, Lord. Oh, man, let me fan myself with my AER propaganda. Don't forget to donate to AER, Army Emergency Relief, supporting soldiers and their families since 1942. They don't pay me for this, by the way. That's just Zoltan came out with a zinger right there in the chats. This is Zoltan. Quote, my personal opinion on this last topics, I feel that they will tease the idea of a beard to state as a Tim Kennedy, I'm sorry, to fix it. Of course, referencing the apology that Tim Kennedy posted on social media that people aren't taking very seriously. Lordy. Yeah. So that's what I think is going to happen. Personally, I think that it's going to go overboard. We will be able to post exemptions finally, because we couldn't do it during the COVID drama and the vax exemptions and stuff like that. Because anytime we tried to post it, we tried to do it. Facebook is like, no, you can't do that. Facebook is like the fucking Karen of, yeah, you can't. As a matter of fact, let me show you some bitch made shit. So somebody got mad at us because we didn't cooperate to the standards of posting that they think we should be posting. A lot of individuals are coming in going, you guys shouldn't be posting this and all that. Like we've said before, we are, to quote Sam Kinison, we're not on a lunchbox. We're family entertainment on a different level for the veteran community, of course. Active duty service members and their families. So when I say this, let me go. Hang on, I'm going to do this because it's going to. Hang on, let me open this up more. You guys will be like, what? Say what? Say what? I'm gonna try to open this a lot so that way you can't see. You can't see who. Matter of fact, I will have to move my camera around. So people are wondering. Hey guys, how come you guys aren't responding on Instagram? Our Instagram is being restricted right now because somebody got pissed off a few days ago and didn't like what we said. I don't know. And I'm going to be honest with you, we get it from both sides of the spectrum too, the left, the right, and all this other stuff. Complained about the fact that we posted something that had to do with somebody's agenda. That's what we can't figure out right now. We're like wondering, what was the post? Because if you look at our posts, I mean, they're pretty apolitical. I mean, we do break balls and memes on, our leadership, so it's not really political. Whoever's in the seat, it's the seat, right? So this got posted. We were like wondering, hey man, how come nobody's responding to our Instagram messages? We're sending stuff. We can't see it. Get the fuck out of here! No way. There's got to be a reason why. We're checking all of our credentials, our login stuff. I'm like, there's no way. There's no possible way this could be happening. Well, sure as shit. Doing a little more digging. Something you sent in the chat went against our community standards. This is Instagram. So suck it, Instagram. Suck it. Close our pages down. We have a saying in the jock, in the W.T.F moments jock. You could ban us, but you can't ban all of us. And that just happened. You guys are gonna love this one too. It did just happen on our Instagram. It happened on Facebook. Facebook did the same. It was really weird. Facebook did some of the most weirdest shit. Let me look at here and let me find out what it was in the Facebook stuff. So, Facebook removed a piece of content that was already posted on another ad. I'm breaking balls to the crew over at Task and Purpose. Yeah, proof Instagram. Yeah, exactly that, Insomniac. Instagram's a bitch. Meta is I'll say that. I don't care if it kills our whole page. Meta sucks. Our page is so over algorithmized. I'll say that. Is that a new word? So they removed a piece of content from Meta. Removed a piece of content. I'm gonna have to change this up again so that we don't get removed again. We don't get deleted again. Meta. Yeah, exactly that, Joe. Oh, who am I pissed? Who am I? Who have I not pissed off? Right? So you guys remember the article? You guys saw the article of the Coast Guard's people that drew. As a matter of fact, I will. There we go. You guys remember the article from Task and Purpose talking about the Coast Guard crew? The Coast Guard is looking. Let me see. Let me remove all these. No. All right, no. Stop. Task and Purpose. You guys are good. You guys are good. I'm trying to do this so that way we don't get terminated again, because Meta's a bunch of bitches. So there. Let me modify this right here and close up there, and then look at this here, and then you guys are gonna be amazed at what the hell we got our shit removed. And the crew over at Task and Purpose, we appreciate your love. Jim, Jeff, Patty, all the crew over there, we appreciate your all support. Now I'm gonna put this right. So you guys saw the article on Task and Purpose where the Coast Guard is looking into an air crew that drew a remarkably detailed genitalia. Well, we posted that. Hang on, let me get this set up so you guys can see it. And it'll be this article right here. Fuck it. We'll do it live right now. We'll kill our page right now, exactly. So if all of a sudden you see the WTF Moments Facebook page go down, yeah, it was. Can we blame Task and Purpose? No, not really, because Task and Purpose reached out to me and said, "Wait a minute, it didn't happen to our page. What's wrong with your page?" Exactly that. Exactly that. Hang on, I have to wait for the. I have to wait for something to change, so that way you won't have to see about the genitalia being put up. And this is the article here. Again, all of our alerts and notifications were going off. I'm like, what is going on, guys? Why do we have this posted like this? What do you mean we're going to get our page removed? Our page is restricted. Whatever did we post? So it was this article right here. This was the article here that got removed. It got removed. Facebook said that it violated community standards. Now, the picture, obviously the graphic, we're not going to show again, but it pretty much said, "Oh, you guys violated community standards." Your appeal was reviewed, and your piece of content does not follow our community standards for adult nudity and sexual activity. So we got denied. So when that happened, all of a sudden, everything. Did you hear about foregoing officer? Yep, we posted that, John. That was posted. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it, Gary. That's it. Yes, a very graphically vector graphed. Yeah, that's what it was. So it was funny. It was because then the next thing you know, our page now says your page has issues. It was a very good air artist there. Yes, a very good air artist. We do have issues. Exactly. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys the admin panel, which, once in a while we show the admin panel and we can laugh. So there we go. The page has issues. When we take actions on your profile, your content goes against our standards. You'll see from there. Yep, exactly. We know. And we even appealed and all that stuff. Yeah. So our page has issues. So now, due to that article, so again, be careful when you share it on your social media platforms yourself. Shout out for keeping it on dark mode. Well, thanks, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, it's all exactly that, Pip. Our pages always have had issues. Well, a lot of our admins have had issues ourselves. Or more like people like to say anyways. So yeah, it was pretty, it was pretty. But we're gonna take a break right quick so we can talk over some other stuff. Maybe Zoltan. Yeah, we're keeping it down. Yeah, exactly that. So we're keeping it down. Oh yeah. We're gonna take a break right quick so we can have Zoltan jump in. We'll see Zoltan in the chats about the stuff we're talking about, the Army's personal effects and what they're doing with your phones. So what they're doing with their phones, that one article that has been going around that's been really like getting everybody, we posted on the timeline as well. So take a break, smoke them if you got them, hit the head or hit the latrine for you Army peeps. What else? Yeah, refresh your glasses, your drinks, your coffee, and stand by. So we'll be back in a sec. Shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
From the chow hall to the PT grind, you won't believe the things you'll find. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private tensions far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army W.T.F, you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos, the truth is told. From the field to the base, the legends grow. Army of the force, the madness we know. A Humvee stuck in the mud so deep. A midnight rain, no time for sleep. Emerge straight like gold in hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army W.T.F, you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos, the truth is told. From the field to the base, the legends grow. Army of the force, the madness we know. Mud so deep, a midnight rain, no time for sleep. Emerge straight like gold in hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army W.T.F, you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos, the truth is told. From the field to the base, the legends grow. Army of the force, the madness we know. In the ranks where the wild things roam, every soldier's got a tale of their own. From the absurd to the downright strange. Army of the force, it never will change. So raise a glass to the tales untold. In the Army's world where the brave and bold live the moments that make us say Army of the force every single day.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Last half of Sergeant's time. Wanted to catch you up again. Looking forward to those beard exemption to policy denials. Can't wait to post them. We will not be held down by this vax thing unless the Army decides to come out and try to cry to unless the Army tries to cry and tell Facebook and tell Meta to start deleting all this stuff or whatever. No, we can't wait to post them. So, please never get rid of those break tunes. Well, some of them, I will say, everyone, I'll say this. I want to shout out Run the Jewels for allowing us. It helps when you ask permission. Poke you. Hang on, my red pen you. I'm doing NCERs. Fan myself with my AER propaganda. Make sure you donate to Army Emergency Relief. Stay tuned. We got some stuff coming up with them soon. Stay tuned. Got to catch up to all the calendars. There is only one song that's not human. And it's something that CQ is playing around with, doing AI music, which you guys know I don't like AI. I don't like the Terminator aspect of it. Skynet. In a panic, they tried to pull the plug. I don't want to see something like, yeah, that's scary. That's scary shit. I already told you guys about that stuff that me and CQ are playing with, and maybe I couldn't recognize myself. So yeah, those tunes will never go away. We also are working with other artists right now, reviewing some music, some tracks to play during our breaks, and just checking it out. But anywho, what was I going to talk about next? Oh yeah, Zoltan. Did you see the links that we already got in the chats? Something's pretty controversial. We should do an Elmo cover. Oh no. Oh, that's a Monday edition show. That the Elmo wigging out. What do they call that? Crash. What do the kids call it when you crash out? Lose your shit. Have a meltdown. So yeah, there's something that's been this hit. Now, mind you, everyone asks me, what is the posting criteria for some of the stuff that we get when it comes to a story? If it comes into the inbox quite frequently, then of course we're going to store it. Generally, most of the stuff on our what we call our media rotator, from Task and Purpose. Yeah, it's the search and seizure of the cell phone. Yep. So I'm gonna post it up in a minute. So again, like I said, going through our media rotator, we post from military.com, Army Times, Military Times, Navy Times, Air Force Times, Task and Purpose. I just saw John Q, that Air Force page. I've not seen John Q in like forever. I saw that page. The original, like it was almost like OG stuff with like how dark Doctrine Man was. But this right here, this hit the inbox, and it's really this article, this policy has hit us in the freaking. I mean, it was just like, whoa, okay. So currently, right now, if you guys don't know, the Army lays out a policy to search. No, I don't want new Wi-Fi. Lays out policy to search deceased soldiers' phones for classified information. Man, we posted this article from Task and Purpose. Holy crap. people were like freaking out. Second Amendment, or well, you know, you can't illegal search and seizure and pulled all this stuff like that. The policy was issued, of course, to keep up pace with evolving technology and understanding that these devices have a capability of to transfer sensitive information. One of the comments that we got, are you guys not going to talk about this? And I don't want to sound callous. Okay? But you're dead. If they go through your phone, you've lost your there's a sensitive topic with this, and I have a lot of people really going back and forth. I've lost friends in combat, and I know that you're supposed to, like, you know, clean up the effects of somebody like that. You're supposed to return their effects to somebody. Like, their phone would be something that is going to get handled. Your phone gets gone through. So it has that new meaning of, you know, deleting your browser. I was kind of joking around about that. There's a lot of people. I already see people already reacting. What the hell? The screening will be done by the Joint Personal Effects Depot, which manages personal items for soldiers who die in combat. The Army policy memo sent to the force this month sets up a process for future conflicts where the service can retain soldiers' personal cell phones and computers for screening classified information. Yes, exactly. It's a very it is a very special. Yeah, it's a hard talk to have. I mean, it's I kind of see it on one end. I'm dead. Okay, if something were to happen to me, I'm dead. Maybe kind of like having a snapshot of what I was going through my life, but then we start going through the arbiter. Who's the arbiter? Who decides what's sensitive information? Because trust me, we post a lot of stuff that we have Big Sarge coming in and saying, you need to delete that. That's OPSEC. Well, first off, you need to fucking know what OPSEC means. And second, it's not. So we get a lot of that. We get a lot of that. Very few times do we take it down. Our content down. Like all the content that you see right now, there's been complaints about it already. We've already in the inbox. You need to take that down. That's OPSEC. OPSEC. That's OPSEC. That's PERSEC. That's OPSEC. That's CUI. Meanwhile, you can go to a convention from the Army Aviation Association and check out all the CUI being broadcasted everywhere. CUI is just another excuse and a regulatory process that was created because of us. They call that the W.T.F moments policy. So classified information, of course, being broken in different tiers to include top secret and classified, which based top secret, secret, and confidential, I should say. Based on the impacts it could have national security. CUI, controlled unclassified information. That's a little workaround within itself. It's a separate designation to use to describe government-owned or created information that is sensitive in nature and considered protected. Like I said, even though I could go to any conference, military-sponsored conference, what was that, like the Aspen Council that got canceled? Aspen Council that got canceled. Say that 5 times fast. I shouldn't say didn't get canceled. A lot of Army leaders are now being told they cannot attend. Well, there's a lot of things that we post that come from open source, open right there. Like I said, the Army Aviation Association. Yeah, exactly. This one time at WTF Moments Camp, the Army Aviation Association, they kind of like rattled us because we posted something that was shared on all of their socials and it's a CUI. Oh, everyone's CUI. You need CUI. It states that documents, police do it all the time. They always install malware that corrupts the fuck out of it by getting you, bro. Yeah, exactly. In theory, you could make it triggered. Yeah. I want to see that camp. That was at Camp McCall. What are you talking about, Joe? That was WTF camp. You guys know that WTF Moments was born out of SOF, out of combat, out of war. Yeah. At any rate, the Army's mortuary affairs regulation states that documents and sealed materials belonging to deceased soldiers will be reviewed to ensure proper safeguarding of military information. Again, you can have some rando tell whatever. They don't know what OPSEC is. Now they don't know. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. What's next? ISOPREP? Yeah, exactly that. Now they don't know what a CUI is. That's what I'm saying, Zoltan. They don't. How does that make it Zoltan? Where did you get this information from? And then we always provide a link to where we get the information from. And we have 15 JAGs later coming in and tell us we need to remove something. And if it's something that's like legit OPSEC, then of course the consideration to take down. And it's only going to be discussed. I'm not going to talk to some fucking big sarge who thinks they're fucking self-important because they have a huge stick in their ass of what they think is OPSEC when it's not. It also states that civilian and military law enforcement can retain soldiers' personal items for investigations. Now, here's where people are freaking out the most about. Now, think about it. You don't fucking know about that. You were killed in combat. Now, all of a sudden, some leader who thinks you probably were suspect something is going to keep your shit because they think something has, or you're part of something. Does that make sense? Of excellence. Does that make sense? So the new policy was issued to clarify gray areas over the handling of personal devices. Oh, no, that's not a gray area. You created a bigger gray area. The policy was issued, quote, to keep up the pace of evolving technology and understanding that these devices have a capability to transfer sensitive information. And that end of the policy helps to clarify who should, now here's one thing that got me, I can't believe this was put in print. Who should we be checking more closely or handling differently based on their access of sensitive information? Holy shit. You already got a freaking, all right. You're already bracketing people? Who should we be checking more closely? Somebody that has been shit posting on U.S. Army WTF moments, I guarantee it, or commenting on that, your leaders are recording it. That's a fact. I already got fucking sergeants majors calling me an insider threat. No shit. What's up, TJ Trent? The Army tried. Yeah, exactly that. The Army tried. What would have happened if the Army found you out while you were still serving? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know what would have happened. What would have happened? What would have happened? Who knows? The policy not only outlines who isn't allowed to store or access classified information on their phone or computer. This is kind of like a common sense thing. I don't know of any soldier that I've served with. Hey, I gotta get this information. Blah, blah. I mean, there's obvious guys that you catch or whatever. The ones that we get, that we see, that we post from the Department of Justice trying to transfer information to China, who should be, facing the wall, traitors, something like that. But again, it goes to that. We should be looking at you more closely. It's almost like the Salem witch trials type shit. He knows something about computers. He's really smart. He's posted something on social media, or she has posted something on social media that I don't like. If everyone's going to be suspect, then I guess every soldier that is doing a fucking TikTok in uniform is suspect, right? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Do you think TikTok will ever give up any soldier? Ooh, that's a good question. Don't know that. I don't know. That is a good question. It also shows, of course, the growing concern over the amount of information stored on personal devices, which the Army tells you to store. How many times? Hey, store this social roster. Store these roster numbers. Store this flight information. All these are being driven down by Big Sarge. We have no secure app or secure whatever to talk to. Good one, Holly. Holly says, I gave my Chinese hacker PTSD years ago. Exactly. And what's funny is that it's always the intel people that want to decide. The analysis paralysis of somebody. Working with intel people sometimes, and individuals that have worked with intel people will tell you, or intel people within the intel people community, the intelligence community, have some pretty fucking you want to talk about levels of QAnon level shit coming from our own intelligence community because of who should be having it. Maybe we should look at that person more closer. That mentality right there. I don't like the way that person looks, or I don't like the way the person shit posts on social media. I don't like the TikTok. We need to dig into their stuff. It just seems like this is like open invitation for the intel people to trying to come in there and do some shit. So, quote, again, the policy not only outlines who is and isn't allowed to store or access classified information on their cell phone or computers, which is fucking obvious. I'm sure your pages caused a headache. Or 4. Are we talking about daily Zoltan? Or are we talking about I was told that we are on slides for media engagements, and actually, I did see one time, and it was because some of the conversations that we have inbox sanctity, and I was shown said engagement slide. It was for a positive post by a command that says this was posted on W.T.F Moments, or this is what's going on in Fox News or CNN, blah blah blah. Well, we got put on the media slide. I want to see the bad media slide that I heard has been going on. Bad media. It sounds like a bad media. That sounds like a rock band for aging PAOs. Bad media. So, of course, David Cook, an intelligence soldier in the Army Reserve and National Security Director at Shadow Dragon, an open source intelligence software tool. Quote, it's telling that a sort of the time and age that we're in when your phone tells you everything about you. I mean, and this is a quote, I mean, we develop patterns of life on terrorists because the devices that they carry in their pockets. So you're going to do it to our dead soldiers. That makes sense. Another no shit that came out of the article is troops are not allowed to access classified information on their personal devices under DoD policies. Well, no shit. I have been to facilities, though. Let's put it this way. I have been in the Beltway area of D.C. Oh, hell, even around Fort Bragg. Some of the more hip place where people like to hang out. And it's a walking discussion. I can walk around, sit down in a bar, listen to what operations happening. Somebody wants to brag to somebody what they did or what deployments they've been on. And this is currently who I have deployed and teams are out there. Shit, you don't need a phone. There was Lisco because of the world, and then the SSCO. Yeah, exactly. Because of W.T.F Moments and Zoltan. You ain't lying, Zoltan. Holy crap. I had somebody one time try to hate from some of the cyber people. It's like, hey, can we pen test you? Okay. Whatever. Yeah, okay. See what happens. Hell, you don't have to go to DC for that. Yeah, exactly. Just get good one, Patrick. You don't have to go to DC for that. Just get added to the good signal groups. I will say this. I have been added to several good signal groups. And I don't get that information. Like I always says, it never happens to Ken. I don't get that stuff. So again, one of the obvious of the article, and again, this is it's just funny how the way some of the common sense stuff that we say, no shit. Troops are not allowed to access classified information on their personal devices under DoD policies, but soldiers have military files, like what I say earlier, alert rosters on their phones, to include contact information of every soldier in their unit. While one piece of information might only be classified, which is combined with other pieces of data, could reveal classified information. A concept referred to as classification by compilation. Yeah. So I didn't know if I was going to give you guys an OPSEC, InfoSec brief on this podcast. Yeah, exactly that, Zoltan. Hang out at any barrack. Yeah, go to the smoke pit. You'll get all the tea. Just the fact that the Army's going to listen to that tea. It's just a whole nother thing. So, yep, exactly. Let me see. Of course, going through the article, it's all talking about troops can be punished for accessing classified information, blah, blah, blah. And of course, Army social media guidelines. I love how all these policies and guidelines have come out. Meanwhile, I got to listen to Private Smedlap or Specialist Smedlap or Big Sarge tell me how to be in uniform, how to be a great leader, what you should be doing, and why you shouldn't violate the Army social media policy while posting, in violation of said media policy. Susan Swamp ass problems. Dude, it was hot. I got swamp ass bad. It was hot. It was hot out at Camp McCall. Woo! Loaded. It was hot. No, you aren't getting the promotions ahead of time, or if you made it. Yeah, exactly that. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yep, Zoltan used to accept all that stuff went. Yeah, exactly that, Zoltan. The Army's entire processes. I would like to say I would be so proud to boast that probably was due to the practices of Zoltan and the quarter. The reason why we did that was to make sure that we got a live person that was asking for information. It's kind of like bot control. So that's kind of like why Zoltan. It was kind of like a check on training. Send us a quarter, because there's a lot of times where there are individuals who want to test the inbox. When a soldier becomes a casualty, their personal effects are gone through before going home. Don't be afraid. People are going to see your dick pics on the phone. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. Just on. To me, it's like a snapshot in time. What was Ken thinking before something happened to him? What was in his browser history? What was it? Not only is the browser history, but holy shit, he could control W.T.F moments. That's another thing too. What if you're an admin of a specific or a high profile social media platform? And look what happens. Then what happens? Someone's gonna go through your stuff and find out who the admins are. See? That's that rabbit hole I was telling you about. Something would have happened to me when I was downrange and I was an admin on W.T.F moments. Shit. And the Army found out. Then the Army decides to go through and find out who else are the admins. They're going to find a lot of fraternization. Yeah. Woo. Did you see? Yeah, we're going to talk about that on Monday. Taco Bell should come back with a warning on the backblast zone. Oof. Yeah, we're talking about this. We're talking about the Baja Blast swamp ass. All right. So the last thing we're talking about that was on, which also caused a lot of stir or headaches, as as Zoltan has stated. And great times in the US of A. So there was a post that came out, another story that was received okay. I mean, not really, I would say okay. It received moderate attention and a little bit of feedback. But we did receive some messages about specific stories, and I don't know if you guys are if you guys are aware about the because we got this one, we'll get one more story about the walking on eggshells policy. You guys hear about that? You guys let me pull it up. Raymond Chandler, bad soldier. Okay. Yeah, I guess you saw the video. Let me pull it up. It was the walking on eggshells policy and false accusations and all that. And in the inbox, it hit it to some. It resonated with some as well. That oh hey man, this is I have been affected by this, and it was verified and all that. And this is the effect that's going through, that I'm going through, and also individuals that I served with. So we're gonna do a story, or we're gonna have somebody come on to talk about their story about that. And again, not every, of course, immediately everybody went to the blanket story of, oh, okay, now you're victim blaming, or you're now going to say that everybody who's got cases is not legit, or blah 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 blah. That's not what we're doing, and that's not what the article is. But there are some cases that have been unsubstantiated, and the Army is going to will look for false accusations and consider the credibility and misconduct cases. We're not talking about the drill sergeant who was caught on TikTok making soldiers do push-ups under a fucking MAGA flag, which that caused a lot of drama too. What? They're just showing support for the commander-in-chief. Yeah, whatever. Everybody's know that there was a DOD policy that came out that you cannot have any other flag, any political flags on an installation but the POW, the state flag to which your installation is at, or the American flag, the flag of the US of A. So everyone's like trying to be coy about it, just like individuals who are trying to work around the Second Amendment on their deployment to their deployment to the to the Southwest Border Mission. Because there's individuals that hang on, let me pull this up right here. Why is this not showing? Let's see. There we go. Let's see. Can you guys see this? Let me see if you guys can see this. It's not. It is not. Let me show this. That's a travesty. Hang on. Let me see if we can do this. There we go. Sorry, I messed around my multimedia here. There we go. Bam, 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 bam. All right, so the Army will look into false accusations and consider credibility in misconduct cases. That, yeah, the drill sergeant fucked up. Yeah, exactly. He should have asked AI. Yeah, exactly. He should have had an AI regulation to ask if they could, that's a good, ooh, man, Insomniac, that's a good idea. You're trying to put us out of a job? Because that's what we get asked a lot. Is this in reg? Can I wear this uniform? Look at this uniform. Look at that, how fucked up. Look at this fat soldier. Look at this thin soldier. Look at this ate-up soldier. Look at this soldier that got arrested. Look at this relieved first sergeant. Look at this relieved CSM. Look at this NCO who beat up on a soldier and his wives, blah, 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 blah. So new rules will send a misconduct complaint to a credibility assessment before a full investigation is lost and removes negative flags from personal records during investigations. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, there are currently stories out there that have hit the inbox where this has been, where this article or this policy, I should say, falls under. I have friends who've talked about it as well and said that this is a good thing that's coming out. Again, this is not saying or not putting in a category of everyone's. Again, because immediately everyone started, oh, victim blaming, blah, blah, blah. I mean, how dare you post this? This is victim blaming on that. No, dude, we didn't write the article. It was done by Patty Nyberg from Task and Purpose. And second, there have been some cases where we have seen misconduct when it comes to false accusations. It does happen. The changes happen in June. Correct me if I'm right. If I'm wrong. Oh wait, no, actually, hang on. Let me scroll up. Yeah, they did. My bad. I'll have to just scroll down here. I can see this going so backwards. You made a joke, and someone files a sharp complaint. You use this, and they get this false accusation. Then they pull the EO card because you're a different race. That what then? I don't know, man. I just got told our page didn't meet community standards for a drawn phallus, and Insta restricted our messaging. So you tell me. It's not very fair, right? I'm pretty sure this board will do that. Now, depending what the situation is, how do I say this? It all goes down to the sergeants. It all goes down to the NCOs and fostering a climate. It's all at the ground level. Where the rubber meets the road, the axe meets the stone. Where the conditions of the climate from the command are set by the sergeants. I miss the days where a good, hardworking drill sergeant can correctly put a recruit in clothes dryer and nobody cried about it. Depends if they turned it on or not. And that is kind of fucked up. That's kind of like weak. A dryer? Really? The changes came in June. Update to the Army's 15-6 regulation, which governs the process for investigating military-related misconduct like sexual harassment, toxic leadership, adultery, fraternization, cruelty and maltreatment of subordinates, violations of orders and regulations, misuse of government resources, and hazing. I will say this. A lot of this stuff, the Army doesn't even enforce. Shipping out 9 December, 35 Fox. Ew. Brother, ew. What's that? What's that, brother? Yeah, I see the meme of the imam. Well, congratulations, Kenny. Shipping out 9 September. There you go. 35 Fox. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Daniel says it is a corrupt double standard system. We deserve at least real freedom of speech. I'm an NCO and the company command and hire, in my opinion, after 8 years. I'm going to tell you what, depending on what you say, again, there are regulations and policies that are, falling under specific regulations that you can and can't say on social. Freedom of speech is not given to you like that. Everybody knows that. It would be a disruption of a good order and discipline if you told an NCO or an officer to go do something with themselves. Sexual harassment? Well, I want to see how that one plays out. Toxic leadership. We have posted and discussed with other pages, highlighted toxic leadership. Adultery. Yeah, right. Good luck. There are currently commands. You guys notice. You guys noticed that we were dropping names recently and dropping some stuff and stuff like that. More is going to come. There have been commands that openly knew individuals were fucking each other. And nobody said anything. Why? Well, he's a good guy. What? He should get his tab revoked. Why? If you're not going to do it to Tim Kennedy? If you're going to, do you see what I'm saying? Adultery, let me see that. Fraternization. Well, I remember back in the day. Yeah, I'm just going to say, fraternization policy came out due to the fact that us NCOs were bagging all them hot LTs. That senior field grade officers wanted to put under their wing. Have you ever heard that before? Oh, I talked to that DeVille. Put him under my wing. Oh, yeah. I've seen that too. But God forbid you bring it up. You don't want to badmouth this organization. You don't want to put you don't want to have a bad eye. You can't have it both ways. I'm curious to see how the adultery and fraternization come out. The adultery and fraternization come off as funny. The kids I heard this thing, I was laughing my ass off when I was in the, we were in the chats talking about somebody, well, there's a senior leader fucking a subordinate that everybody fucking knew was like in the radio, and the command's not doing anything versus FC, and nobody fucking said anything about it, and everyone's kind of like, and a soldier said, yeah, they're not on a divorce layover. And I was like, what? Say that again? And I was educated. I was educated on the isms. I was educated on the lingo of what the riz of what the soldiers are saying of what a divorce layover is. A divorce layover is when two people are separated and the process of going through a divorce, and meanwhile, one party fucks everybody and their mother and nothing's said about it, and another party has a date or is perceived to be fucking somebody and they want to bust somebody for fraternization while they're separated going through a divorce. And that's what a divorce layover is. A very enlightening, a very good explanation when I was told to me that's what it was. Because that's what we see. How many careers have been ended? Somebody going through divorce or the process of, or separate or something like that. And motherfuckers just want to put the cheese bin out there. And did you know somebody's fucking somebody? But want to slam one party for fraternization or adultery, but let the other one go fuck scot-free. Sorry if your name is Scott and I say fuck scot-free because scot-free is like a saying. So, yeah. So there's a lot of things that are coming to head. No pun intended. There are a lot of things that are coming to head that are going to be shared later on this summer and this fall. Just because we're asking questions of commands. Hey, what's the status of so-and-so? So I really am curious to see what this new policy does. Adultery and esprit de corps don't go together. Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't give a fuck who you're fucking. As long as you're not fucking your troops, I really don't care. If you don't fuck your troops, where it causes disruption to good order discipline, that's fine. But if you're mad because the person that you wanted to fuck is fucking somebody else, and you want to decide to refer charges to that other individual while they were doing a divorce layover, or they could be, you don't know what the fucking status of their marriages are at all. That's what it is, really. A lot of it's haterade. That's what it is. And that's what we see in the inbox. Somebody didn't like so-and-so fucking so-and-so because they wanted to get so-and-so. And so now they're going to say that person's fucking so-and-so and then bring it up to the command. And that individual, again, fucking scot-free everything, gets slammed or doesn't get slammed. Meanwhile, the individual that was perceived to be going on a date, and I'm being real specific here, perceived to be going on a date. You gonna pull their tab too? We could get a tab pulling scenarios because that's what we're working on right now. We're working on a project called the Crack Tab. Fuck it, I'll say it right now. It's a little project that, yeah. Not just Tim Kennedy. Not just the drama that Chuck Ritter went through. So the inbox is always open. And a lot of times when we reach out, it's usually just me. Hey, are you going to talk about this? Are you going to talk about this, blah, blah, blah? Is this going to get a follow-up? And this is not going to happen? So that's why it makes Task and Purpose, military.com. That's why it hits those stories on those Mill Media pages. Because the command didn't police itself. So I'm really curious to see how the Army will look for false accusations, considering the credibility. Spitefulness will not only cost your soul, but be part of your soul. Well, it depends on the individual. PIQ. I know individuals that have been totally screwed over that are well worth having spite be part of their personality. An Army official told Task and Purpose, I got to get back to the topic. Told the goal was to reduce the number of 15-6 to clarify for commanders, especially junior officers, that there are other processes like memorandum for records they're encouraged to use for everyday friction. Yeah, that's another thing too. People hating on each other's friction, right? That's what she said. Within their command and when there's not sufficient evidence. Now, a lot of things that we're seeing, a current trend going on is commanders exercising separation boards and separations, which within policy they're authorized to do. For cases that people don't realize that the Army has laxed up on a lot of standards, that when standards are applied, it's a shock to everyone's face. Yeah, pretty sure the new, exactly. Oh yeah, exactly that, Holly. Yeah, I got the new lingo too. Cracked. I didn't get cracked. So I'm going to be butthurt about my day. There's a new TikTok trend. I didn't get cracked, and that's why I did this. Cracked means laid, getting laid. So the regulation changes follow from a April 23rd memo from Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth that ordered changes to the investigative process to include new terminology. And verbatim, new Army regulation. Hegseth referred to it as the no more walking on eggshells policy. Too often, Defense Department, there are complaints that are made for certain reasons that can't be verified that end people's career. Yeah. We've seen the IGs be weaponized against Army leaders, and holy shit. So, curious to see how this is going to happen. DM's always open. Of course, our inbox has sanctity. So you just go in there, hey, what were you talking about? I'm more than happy to discuss some of the events that I just previously discussed about divorce layovers. Somebody getting mad about somebody trying to get with somebody. And that's the thing, too. The individual's mad about somebody else that they were married already. They were married. Individual single. Cracked.com. Ooh, Cracked magazine. An intellectual. Yeah. I think I need to watch you more so I can learn all these new lingos. Yeah, I'm serious. So I'm going to tell you what, Jill, sometimes we'll get a message in the inbox that I have to get the children's to decipher and, understand this hieroglyphics of Joe slang that we're getting. The crack thing had me laugh. So anyways, again, I just think it's funny. So yeah, more stories and stuff like that. We made more individuals. And the reason why I brought up this story specifically, well, we were going to bring it up anyways, but there's going to be a follow-up and there's going to be an example. We're going to provide you, the listenership, an actual example of this policy, of the walking on eggshells policy and all that hopefully our followers, everyone says, how come we never tag units, or how come we never tag this? Well, they follow us. We don't need to tag them. They follow us. So when this story comes out on the walking on eggshells policy and the credibility assessment, we're working on a story right now. We're going to have guests come on to talk about this very scenario. We're also going to have guests coming on within the special operations community to talk about other shit. Which, this is stuff that we have had on our whiteboard for a while. And so when it happens, and you guys will see it. The smoke pit. Cracked of excellence. Exactly that. Well, you know me being a divorce enthusiast there, smoke pit. There's sometimes we don't get cracked at all. Sorry. Anyways, what do we got going on? We got to do some housekeeping. I know Spanky was here. She would be like telling me to hurry up and get off the air, or we need to do housekeeping. I just realized we need to do housekeeping. Hang on. Let me grab the handy dandy calendar. Let's see what we got out. Oh, let's see what we got out in the open. All right. So we have currently right now. Matter of fact, let me grab the graphics up here. It's so good to be back. It's so good to be back. So good to be back. Are you be dropping names when this happens? It depends on the sensitivity of the individuals who want to come on and talk to us. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them are working in government still. Some of them are GSs. Some of them are contractors, and some of them are still in. So we have to be careful, and we have to tread lightly on the discussions of who, what, when, where, why. Yeah, Smoke Pit staying up all night. Have you guys checked it out? Speaking of which, yeah. So right now, currently, you're listening to Sergeant's Time. This is your LPD / senior advisory enlisteds of the Center of Excellence of the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence here to discuss. No AER propaganda. Oh no, I already threw up some AER propaganda earlier. Give me a minute. I'll post it back up. So currently, right now, we have Sergeant's Time. Sergeant's Time right now with myself and Spanky. Spanky went to go do some stuff and all that. But I told her, hey, go ahead and knock out some shit and I'll hold it down since I was gone for so long. FTX, weekend co-ops for Fridays and Saturdays. I don't know if, did CQ talk about doing some FTX? I don't know, man. Like I said, this is my first show back, so I'm going to find out what's going on. FYI, the group you had on last week is SIP. Oh yeah, SIPREC. Yeah, those guys are coming on. Yep. I saw that. That's awesome. And then what you notice, Sports Bar is out for the net. The Monday edition with myself and Massey. Massey, you guys know he's been traveling. You guys didn't know we had a singing rock star, right? Just be careful when you're at a Massey concert that he doesn't put the camera on you for a kiss cam. Tuesday, Pop Culture Warrior by Carrasquillo, also known as CQ, or Carrasquillo, for those who are having problems pronouncing his last name, with his angry staff of Bad Mike and Angry Elf. The Smoke Pit on Wednesdays now. We're thinking about changing some stuff up. And so you notice there was no Smoke Pit yesterday. So we're thinking about changing this up, just to kind of play around with the formats and the time zones. We got good feedback from the last time we did a late show with the Smoke Pit. And so I think we will be more than happy to. So yeah, exactly that. Yeah, see, Smoke Pit just confirmed. A Smoke Pit on Sunday this week. So that's the thing. We're shifting the calendars around, or the shows on the calendar around, I should say. And it's pretty good to get some feedback from you guys, letting us know how our shows are doing and all that. We get a lot of positive and negative feedback. We don't say, hey, we appreciate your feedback. We want to see your feedback. We want to see it all. But we did get some good feedback for doing a late show on Sunday. So hey, yeah, let's do it. Then of course, Sergeant's Time with myself and Spanky on Thursdays. Future guests that we have, future events that we have going on. We have W.T.F Moments and W.T.F Nation Radio heading off to San Diego Comic-Con. I am excited. We got a lot of stuff lined up. You guys are going to be seeing some live streams, some live postings, some reels get posted from CQ's trip out in CQ and the crew out at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm excited to kind of see that. Now, let me make sure. Don't forget to donate to Army Emergency Relief, supporting soldiers and their families since 1942. We are currently working on getting them on as well. Shoot the breeze. Talk about some myths and facts and, just see how things are going. So like I said, we got to catch up to all of our calendars and stuff. So we'll be able to sync them up. But looking forward to it. Make sure you donate to AER, Army Emergency Relief. Just go on any of their Facebook page, any of their socials, and you can go also to their Facebook or their website. When are we getting Trump as a guest? While he was running for office back at his first term, we offered for him to come on. We offered for him or anybody on his staff to come on. We welcome. We welcome anybody from the administration who currently serve in a defense or military capacity, of course, and we don't mind, like I said. trying to get the Army Secretary to come on, trying to get the the Secretary of Defense to come on. Yeah, so your military or defense leadership, we've been working to try to get on. So yeah. Hey, thanks. Oh, thanks, Baconator. We appreciate it. So yeah, maybe a good time for real. So make sure you share, like, and follow. We're broadcasting live on 5 different platforms, 2 Facebook pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. As I had my coffee. Also, 2 YouTube pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. And, of course, X. You can get us on X at WTF Nation Radio. Everyone's saying that we're doing pretty good on X, so it's kind of cool. Adios. Have a good night. Grand Admiral, thank you. Thank you. I use my title like that, Grand Admiral Propaganda. I don't like to use my proper name, I guess. Thank you guys for hanging out, and it's good to be back. Share, like, and follow on all the platforms. And like I said, more stuff's going to be happening, more shows, more guests, and I need to come out to Raleigh Comic Con. Oh yeah, I got family in the chat telling me I need to go do stuff, so I guess I got to go do stuff. So yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I kind of like got to be careful with some of my cosplay stuff, because man, some of that, man, Raleigh, holy crap, that's hot. Ooh, it's gonna be hot. I'm gonna have to wear my Scout Trooper cosplay then, which has got the less armor pieces and plates and stuff like that. Wear my Vader armor out there. Woo, man. I tried the Grand Admiral makeup once. That was it. So, anywho, y'all have a good night, and see you. Shots. Have a good one.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
In the chaos of the barracks where the madness reigns, officers orders driving us insane. ATF 0 time 30, no time to complain. Push-ups in the mud, feel the muscle strain. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Hilltops in the desert, sandstorms in our eyes. Memories for breakfast, no room for lies. Rocket marches through the night under starless skies. Brothers and sisters we rise. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Drill Sergeant fury echoing in the air. Discipline and duty we all must bear. Battle buddies by our side in the fight we share. In the face of danger we dare. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Zones and firefights, adrenaline's rush. Silent nights, broken by the enemy's hush. Medics on the move in the heat of the crush. In the heart of battle we trust. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find out our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. Memories in our mind. Brothers lost but never left behind. Army WTF moments in the stories we find. In the Army's embrace, we're forever entwined. It's WTF moments in the Army. armies grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos, in the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Through the smoke and the flames we rise again. In the heart of the storm we find our zen. Battle buddies by our side, our men. In the army's legacy we transcend.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.